Give me one time.
Yo, yo, yo.
Right. Y'all already know what it is. Break the Hood TV, man. The most unfiltered, real true story podcast
So,
out there right now.
so,
And I got my boy, Oates boy, in the building.
no doubt.
Let me get the headphones right, man. Let me get the head right. See something real quick. Hold on for a second. Let me get it pulled up real quick.
And when I lost Pop, I was just 11 years old. So it was a feeling that I'm here today to explain that, no one will ever understand unless they actually was me. But you got people like yourself seeing my roots. You know what I mean?
What was you trying to tell people just then?
Well, just overall understanding me, where I came from, you most definitely got to understand who I was as a child, going through what I went through. Just losing my father, well, both of my parents, but just right now, particularly my father. I was looking for a feeling of this empty space that I had, just dealing with those obstacles and stuff like that at that point in time. Like I said, I was just 11 years old. So I was moving around just feeling empty. I'm lost. Of course, I was a child. So um, just that alone, man, just me having to deal with that with no solutions. I was just too young to figure it out. But over a period of time, I started to, find the cures for it. Like I said, I was just, moving around empty, 11, having sex, um, smoking weed, just trying to find my way out of nowhere. I done that. And and it brought me through. Just being young, man, and dealing with the hurt and the pain from the death of my father, that just created another a lane in my life that I had to just, ride along with. Of course, I had my siblings, but they dealing with grief as well. But just me personally being the baby of the family, I um I rode that wave.
Straight like that. Y'all already know what it is. Break the Hood TV, man. A lot of people would look at him as El Chapo,
For sure.
Oates boy.
Most definitely.
But I think we got Venice Oates right now.
Oh yeah, 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 most definitely. That's government. Yeah, the government.
To the people in the world, do you think they who do you think they saw out of you? Venice Oates, El Chapo, or or Oates boy?
Well, when you just mention people, we dealing with like different caliber people. So although aliens, they got those versions. And what you
Mm,
got then is what created who I am now. And that's a man with principle and more
right.
over those years period of time to where we at right now. It's been a great experience because it introduced me into a different life, not lifestyle, but life itself, to know that the life we live in is precious. And coming from where I come from, the lifestyle versus the truth about life is precious itself. You have to self-evaluate, kind of bag up a little bit and figure out, like, hold on, I'm over here doing this. Shit subject to have me at any moment right here based on decision makings and the negativity that come with it versus this precious life that it don't take nothing but just like a life gone. Whether you got life sentence or whether you got this physical actual death. But when you become conscious, you're gonna look at life, man, from a different perspective, man. You're gonna calculate your moves, man. You're gonna know how to you'll learn along the way how to control your anger, control your tongue, because we put ourselves in predicament, man, that could have been avoided.
So what age was you when you started getting money? Real like when you
Uh,
when you really first saw some money.
I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 when I started really thumbing through one, you know.
So at 19,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so at 19,
Yeah.
so back a little bit. You, when I asked you a question about when you start feel like you getting money,
Yeah, for sure.
but were you not getting money before then?
Well, I'm gonna listen.
Break it
Listen,
down for the
I'm
people,
not gonna
man.
even count right here. Like I came into money. My parent had money, which means like my father, man, he was employed at uh Brown's Fair, and my mom, she worked at first of all, she had her own business, and which was called Janelle Communications. Plus, she was a student counselor at UNA, University of North Alabama. And so both of those, they were securing the bag. But when my father passed, I started drawing a little monthly income from him. I was getting like roughly almost a band a month, and each year it go up. So I'm at 12, 13, 14, etc. Getting this little, monthly income. So, I'm fucking off right here. Yeah, I'm tricking off young right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I want to do right here, and that was my life. And this after the loss of my father. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Plus mom, she still contributing to being a mom, you know what I mean? And I'm just enjoying it, man, but the transforming came about versus me transitioning into this different environment that I was exposed to, that I took a big liking of, that plays a role in my life today, you know what I mean? And my life, man, it's just been like a very well learned experience, man. And I can't even regret none of it.
So at 19, that's when you first experienced money.
Yeah, like being specific, like getting it out the mud, man. Because when I got terminated out of high school, all those monthly funds were cut out. But I didn't get terminated till after the loss of my mom. She passed when I was 17, which was 6 years from my father. So now I'm parentless right here. And I was getting two monthly incomes from my father and my mom at the age of 17 till they terminated me out of high school. So now I just hit zero right here. So now things drastically changed and it shifted. My whole life did a 360. Because at the end of the day, I was doing things from the age of 11 up, still trying to cover up those feelings and emotions that I had from the passing of my father. So now I'm getting a double dose of what's going on in life when it comes to death. And like I said, it was just some drastic change going on, man, to where I started questioning God, you know what I mean? Plus, I was older than what I was when I lost my father. But quite naturally, you're gonna get the question because you're curious now. Because it's like, where you go from here? And this me speaking to myself and questioning God at the same time. But over the years, I found out the answer. And God knew that what was gonna happen before it happened. But when we think a storm has came, always, sun out.
So what you're saying is pretty much is that passing your parents really shaped your life. You, you got money at 19, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you had to get money at 19,
Yeah,
right?
for sure that. For sure. I become, you know, I became a man before my time. I'm talking about a man. Just because, you may be certain age, whether you young or old, you still gonna have the immaturity acts because of your thoughts. But my mental state, it started shifting because now I've been exposed to money to where I don't have it, to where now I gotta get it.
Right.
So, I'd have when on my way in those
What's that?
times, I had I had went on my ways, you know what I'm saying, at times to get the money. I done pulled poopers, I done did all that, you know what I mean?
It's like childish.
Yeah, for sure. So,
But yeah.
you know, and it was just a good experience, man. Just through it all. Even with the question of uh, why me with my parents. Yeah, for sure.
So at this point right now in your life, is you feeling how you feeling right now? How your day
Oh
been
man.
going today? Let
Hey,
me
let
let
me
me
let me
ask how your day been going. How you
hey,
keep on going in boy?
let me tap in right there. Like,
Yeah,
I got a thing when people ask me how my day going.
yeah,
Because if you standing on business today, you most definitely, I'm assuming to say, if it's safe to say that you were standing on business yesterday. So yesterday would determine how tomorrow gonna be.
right.
If yesterday was good, today gonna be good. Uh, I don't have no bad day, literally, because you have to ask yourself what makes your day, or what can dictate your day and make it detour to where you may create unhealthy thoughts, or you may be in unhealthy situation. You got to ask yourself what triggers you. Once you become familiar with yourself, you become familiar with life itself. So my days, man, they blessed, bro. Highly favored for sure that. So I ain't never got no bad day, and I don't, want to address that, man. Us as human beings, we have to understand, man, we are in control of our feelings, emotions, and we are in control of our destiny. But not things along the way can hinder that. Only if you allow it though. But my day, good, top shelf, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah, all smile, no frown right here.
Power and peace.
For sure that. Salute.
Right. So as we keep on continuing down this journey, being Oates,
For sure.
Oates boy,
For sure.
El Chapo.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That name up, man, well earned. You heard me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even heard that name.
Yeah.
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 Nah, that one.
Yeah. Like what when you saw that amount of money, you was like, okay, this is my lifestyle. Cause we already got to this part right here now.
Well, when you come from zero, man, $1, that's some money. You
Yeah.
hear me? So me just gonna put that right there out there. You hear me? But
it's a statement move somewhere.
Um, 6 figures shit hit different. Even if you playing with 100 better, you all right. But it all depends on how you move though. That your income.
But I'm talking about when you was growing up, like we were on the path to when you was growing up, and when you figured out, like, okay, hustling is for me. Hustling is for Oates. Hustling for Oates boy. Like that, like when was that amount of money to change you to where you gonna get to this point where we trying to get to? Like whoa, that money right there.
I remember times I was content with 10, 15, 20 ball. And they was like, yeah, I'm lit right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. On the 2, 3 car. They running around putting and carrying on, but yeah, I'm lit right here. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me nothing right here. So I done found my way right here. So like I'm gonna ride this motherfucker, you know what I mean? So yeah, 15, 20 ball, yeah, I was cool with that.
So how did that make you feel when that moment happened? When that moment happened.
Well, actually, it was moments that led up to that being there. You know what I mean?
Can you speak on it real quick for the camera? If you can.
Like when you set a goal and you reach it, that's when you can, get loose and celebrate a little bit. But in between time, I can't sit here and be like feeling sorry for self, worrying about, thinking about what just happened, or people tapping and embracing me. Oh, it's gonna be okay. I'm understanding everything everybody was saying, and which was, some good things and
What
stuff like
age
that.
was self thinking like?
Um, 17, 18. You know what I mean? Um, you got family and friends embracing you because they know you just had this, loss and stuff like that. So now I'm out here, scuffling and nickel and diamond right here. So yeah, so when I got the 15, 20, I had to apply myself. I had to link up with the right people. You know what I'm saying? You just can't sit around and keep, you know,
Panhandling.
dwelling and stuff on
Yeah.
what took place. Nigga, you gotta get off of your ass and go handle your business. So yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
Like for real though, like I get that part right there, but like did like I know you say you came from a good family.
Yeah, 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 most definitely that.
Oh, was you hustling a survival thing or what?
Um,
A success type of thing you
or after.
like when you started?
Um,
How was you looking at?
bro,
Like
I
especially coming out of a family that had everything
I got
and
to
like
get
jumping
back
into the
what I
streets.
once had, once I once possessed. I got to get that back. Like I told you, I would get money, income, and from my father, this, that, and the other, to where now, when I got terminated, it was nothing else left. So my whole thought process, man, it shifted. So now I'm turning over here. I'm going over here in this lane where I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing, the move. I'm seeing like how you can do this. But I had to take the initiative myself to actually apply some of the things that was told, some of the things that was showed to me. I got to apply it to my life. If not, I just be one to one. Hey, let me get this, let me get that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never, bro, been a motherfucker who was a dependent. I'm dependable. Yeah.
Feel like that came from the family by seeing how dependent they was.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. The upbringing and stuff like that. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. My mom showed me a lot. Yeah, yeah, she was a beautiful lady, bro. She showed me a lot. She was a genius, bro. Like I say, she ran her own business, and plus she was a student counselor at University of North Alabama. So, um, yeah, my mama showed me how to actually read, like, words before my time. She strengthened my vocabulary, so she got me where I need to be, not knowing that one day I was gonna need this, and I'm saying me. So yeah, 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 I was well groomed. You know what I'm saying? My mom knew the path that I was choosing because, like I said, I started, fucking out with the fuck off at 14, and she's still trying to be a mother and a father, and was like, "Hey, no, you don't need to be doing it. You don't need to be doing that." I'm like, "Ah, okay, cool," but I ain't paying her no attention. So she kind of kicked it in gear and gave me education, straight up.
Right. How far you think that took you?
Shit, I fucking wrong.
Ah.
Shit. Hey man, look, man,
Yeah.
I good right here, bro. You hear me?
And what does loyalty mean?
Oh man, when I hear the word loyal or loyalty, it's used out of content and it's overrated. I'm gonna ask you something within ask, I'm gonna ask you something within answering it. And this for the listener, the viewers, however anyone want to perceive it. What about love? I cannot, the word loyalty cannot even exist, bro, without love. It's impossible. To be loyal, you have to understand what that word actually means. It's a commitment, man. It's something you uphold. And this coming from my define and how I interpret, how I'm putting it out there. But you can look it up for yourself. That's a strong word, but it cannot exist if you don't first rewind and understand the word love. I have to love you enough to to take in consideration to want to be loyal to you. How can I just be loyal to you and I don't love you? No, it's impossible, homie. So it's used in the wrong content, bro. And it's like overrated. It's just a word that people use because I guess it sounds cool. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I prefer love though. Fuck loyal.
So is the street still loyal?
Is the street still loyal? Hey, bro, the streets is what it is. Loyal. Nah, man, you get ate up out there. You get ate up. Yeah, in the trenches, bro. It's a real live jungle, homie.
Right.
And I done witnessed it.
Well, I got another video I want you to watch real quick and just give me your take on it. It's a video from you. It didn't ever get a chance to drop. And I know when that shit happened in the mail.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of different stories about that.
Well, speak on it. You're certain time for that. Federal.
Yeah, it was a lot of shit that was said. Slough had to go up there and get it, and Slough and all that shit, and it's up there leading post off, all the extra shit.
Speak on him for a second. He wasn't no co-conspirator, so I don't know where that come about. Like I say, keep in mind, people gonna take a 10, put it on 2. 2 was real. The other 10, they blowing it out the bowl. So yeah, he ain't play no role in that, and I stand on that. It was a situation that occurred, you know what I mean? For a second, you know, I'm out west, I'm at the land, I fuck around. And I was sliding for a minute on that, you know what I mean? And I pulled a pookie, I did that, you know what I'm saying? I sit here and seen shit was goddamn low-key hit, but I tried my hand. And it went left. But once again, Slough, he ain't play no role in that.
Mark or any of them? Okay, that's the one I need to be saying.
My little cousin, he took a hit with me. Then
Feel me?
yeah, for sure. So, with that
Elaborate on it. We were just on loyalty.
well, with that particular situation, man, some things just it really happened, and I didn't understand the assignment, and I made a rational decision to do something, man, that was totally preventable and avoidable, but I still fell through because I was loyal. There was some things that were going on in my life at that point in time that I had to, handle, and I did that. But for every action is a reaction, and there was a consequence that I had to suffer, and I had to live with that. But it's some guy that's not actually involved, they was evolved, and they are loyal. They family, my bro. But just the streets itself, it ain't safe, homie. Uh, it's really a jungle. Like every animal that exists in the jungle don't coexist. They can't coincide one another. They can't become a co-worker due to different each animal have their own habitat and culture. And when you in that, as far as the jungle and the streets, let's just gonna be specific. You're gonna either be predator or you're gonna be a prey. And that's to each his own. Each individual has their own discretion. And once you choose which whenever you may become or are or whatever the case may be, you got to live with that. But loyalty, and it don't exist, bro, without love. So it feel good to stand on business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can smile, man, because you don't owe nobody no lie. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's what's going on.
So have you ever did any jail time?
Oh, yeah, bro. That come with the territory, though. Yeah, that come with territory. I did 5 years, bro. Yeah, 5 years.
5 years. For
5.
what? Yeah, you been the first one first.
Yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
first bid.
I had a little robbery case, you know what I'm saying? Took place actually that took place right after my family
Yeah.
passed and stuff like that. And drug case.
How long did you do on that first bid?
Oh, it was like 8 months. Yeah,
I did
that was
not.
you done the shit.
What would you count? Chris?
Actually,
Now
it was
millions.
nah, it was a it was an adult boot camp, but it was prison. If you like got terminated out of that, but like not just actually abiding by the rules or whatever, they'll see you to prison because you do get an AIS number. That so and then I turned it up a notch, started fucking off with the fuck off, all those things came about, you know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna speak too much about it, but yeah, it happened though.
Yeah.
You can look it up. So
So you got 5 bids upon your belt.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, that's including that 5 is including the federal violation I just had due to the dirty urines and shit.
So they really handled you in the federal
Oh,
different than what they handled you in the county.
well,
State.
and yeah, I prefer. Man, it's up for a jump ball, man. But that conversation. Some people say they rather go fed. Some
Yeah.
people say they rather go state.
That's later.
I done been in both predicaments. Fed shit, it hit different. You know what I'm saying? I think I'd rather take a 20, 30-year sentence state than to do a 15-year bid federal. You know what I mean? Feds, man, I like to smoke. You know what I mean? Like, there's no smoking federal, period. Cigarette, man, one little per hound, $75, $50, shit like that, Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's real political too now in politics, which that's way needed. You know what I'm saying? So,
So what
yeah.
you mean about politics in the
Well, yeah, you gonna check your paperwork now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The car you get in, yeah, yeah. As soon as you get where you going, unless you going, you know what I'm saying, just catch out, get ran up top, some shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, go to
What that
goddamn.
mean ran up top?
Yeah, you gonna go to goddamn to the shoe. You gonna go to the protected custody type shit. You know what I mean? Till they figure out what they gonna do with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk the yard. You know what I mean? But when you first get there, man, they gonna ask you, did you cooperate with the government? You know what I mean?
Prisoner.
Yeah. Nah, not the inmate. People the staff, they gonna ask you, did you cooperate? If you did, you need to tell us now. That's when you first get there. And when y'all get through whatever discussion y'all have right there, because if you cooperate, you can't walk that compound. They gonna let you know that. And if you did, you gonna be considered hot. People gonna know your car gonna run you up. You know what I mean? Yeah, they gonna check that paperwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. They gonna check that paperwork. Judgment, commitment, PSI, all that other type shit.
So that's the lifestyle in federal prison.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a good thing too though.
So how long did you do in federal prison?
It's 7.5 years. I had 100 month BOP
For what?
conspiracy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100 month.
So you already served time for it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm currently serving probation period. Yeah, man. I just got off of house arrest July the 2nd. Yeah, for sure. That Fed shit it hit different though. You know what I'm saying? When you done rest to that level, bro, you experiencing different things on a higher level, coming from different people from a different perspective, whether it's inmate or whether it's just federal officials. You're dealing with people on a whole different platform, homie. Like it's a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? And when I say it hit different, because when you know you ain't no rat and you know how the federal work, you gonna move different. Because you can be affiliated or you can just be having some involvement with what others got going on. You ain't got nothing really to do with what they got going on, but you just by being an associate, they could tag you with that, and you gonna have to ride with that.
Yeah. So was you tagged into anything? You was locked up in federal.
No, I'm talking about out here.
Yeah, I'm just talking about in there though. Like, was you tagged to a certain organization or something like
Well,
that?
yeah. Well, I fought the Alabama car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I went on gang time. I was on Alabama side. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I was at. Which means you're on Alabama time, Tennessee, Georgia, whatever. It don't matter what set you with. Y'all all together. You in one car. So yeah, I was on Alabama time. But I fought with other homies though, elsewhere though. Like, yeah. It ain't just so like that, but it's like that though. You know, you gonna eat with your people. You gonna do things, you gonna wreck with your people. That's another thing too. You ain't ducking no wreck now. You can't duck no wreck, man. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's like I say, it's just very political, man. And anybody that went fed, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So, like, you don't stand on business though. But that ain't the reason why I prefer state time. I just prefer state time due to reasons like if you like, okay, you go to the Fed, shit, cell phone 2,500, 3,500, 5,000, shit like that.
In the state?
No, Fed.
Fed.
I can go to the state, I get one of them junk for goddamn $300-400. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. I like to smoke. You know what I'm saying? I like to do things in that nature. But other than that, Fed straight. They house you better, feed you better, things in that nature. But just for as recreation things that I like to do for a smoke, the state of Alabama, you can smoke for buy the shit out the commissary. So that's the benefit that I get. You know what I mean? But other than that, Fed cool. They gonna give you that time. You gonna ride that bitch though. Yeah,
All of it.
you gonna ride that bitch. And that's what Let me speak on this though. I ain't gonna take too much time
No,
speaking
you
on
good.
it.
You good, bro. You good, bro.
Man, shit hit different, homie. Like they give you when they tell you what they want you to have or what you figure out what you facing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's squeezing motherfucking weak niggas. You know what I mean? They throwing up all the information that they may have knowledge of, but to each his own. I ain't gonna speak too much on that because you got people dealing with situations and they got to deal with that and live with that. But it hit different.
Right.
See, when I was going through the federal shit, I was going through the process. You know what you facing is for the statutory maximum punishment. Then your lawyer let you know, well, this is your low end, this is your high end. You can get anywhere from anything from this, like just say 100 months to 120, or the judge can go beneath or over it, which is a sentencing guideline. I didn't experience where they want to give me just say 7 years straight. Do you want to sign the paper? I didn't get that. Some people get that, which means they know exactly how much time they gonna get. I guess that's for different reasons. But
What reason you think that was? Be honest though.
cooperation.
You know a lot of people like that.
I ain't gonna speak on it, but they know who they is. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna speak on that.
But that's what that means though.
To a certain extent. But
Yeah,
me personally, I
say what
go
you going
plead.
to, yeah.
I go plead guilty to my crime, and I just only knew the statutory maximum punishment that I can get. My nature of my crime, I couldn't get no more than 20 years. So I can get anywhere from 0 to 20. And I pled it to that. Then turn around like 90 days later, I go get sentenced, which means I actually know this day of this court date of the time I'm finna get. And that's in the judge. It's his discretion. But before then, I just know the most I can get.
So can I ask you, so on the federal level and the state level, how is the like the counseling and judgment? Is it any different by how they look at you on federal level to a state
Oh
level?
yeah. Well now see now the Fed it's top shelf though. It's got its benefits. Like
No, I'm just talking about when they get ready to start talking to you. Is it something different in the judges? Like if you
oh,
say,
you
yeah,
talking about just going through the judicial system?
yeah,
Oh yeah, well it's more professional, bro. At the gate. Like the state, man, if you got a little bit of check, man, you go in there and buy what you want. They ain't giving two fucks about your earnings or your assets or none of that. They take that shit if they wanted to or whatever. Some people have had theirs took. But what I'm saying is like, the judge gonna fully make sure you understand every everything. I mean everything what's going on
federal.
in federal. Gonna read you out everything that the government have against you. Do you understand that? They gonna constantly repeat themselves. to make sure you understand. So you being treated differently, man. You know what I'm saying? Because
So
this is United States of America, you know,
so it
versus
was
you.
totally different in the state.
Yeah,
The state ain't
yeah.
gonna do all that.
Nah, they ain't gonna spend that much time. They really just trying to go and get a conviction, get you up out of there. You know what I
Plea
mean?
deal,
Yeah. They really trying to,
plead you out.
shake you up, don't get you out of there. You know what I mean? And I experienced that. But like I said, if you got some funds, man, you damn near can go in there and buy that bitch. You know?
Did you take a plea deal on your charge in the federal, or did you just take it on the chin? Meaning, like, did you cop out to certain time instead of taking it to
No, I didn't
trial?
get no
Instead of taking it to
actual.
trial,
I didn't get no. I signed a plea agreement,
right?
which means that I'm willing to
Say
plea
I
out
did.
to this. But for the plea deal, like, hey, we're gonna make a deal with you, this, that, and the other. Nah. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? That don't even register. But I had a plea agreement, which means I was willing to plead to everything that was already written up. And whatever I wasn't really or wasn't gonna plead to, my attorney go get that taken out, security get it taken out, because I'm not gonna plead to that. Things like that. And then
Going
they'll
up to
come,
your crimes,
yeah,
what you
for
saying?
sure that. Yeah, no doubt.
Pretty much like you had a list of crimes
Yeah,
that they try to
yeah,
hold you to.
yeah,
You gonna
yeah.
give me this
You're
time,
gonna have
okay?
different accounts, and they gonna say, well, this is this and that, this and that, this happened. And they gonna go into full detail. Hey, if you agree to it, you agree to it. You know what I mean? Don't you don't. But I ain't going to try.
Well, I really want the streets to know, because they need to know this right here. Which one was an easier process? Federal, state, or the federal? State or federal?
State.
Easy, way better process.
Yeah. You know.
Hurry up, got on.
Yeah.
That was the only thing you were thinking, but legally.
State, because you eligible for parole, early release. You can take numbers of programs. You can file for a parole cut. The state feds,
Cause you turn it L.
the feds, your ass gonna do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Now I took a program called RDAP, which means it was a rehabilitated program. It was real therapeutic, man, and it was a great program, which means it deducted a year off my actual sentence. But you got to put the work in it. You know what I mean? It's a 9 to 11 month program, and like I say, it was beneficial, man. It helped me figure out some issues that I had going on. You know what I'm saying? And it took a year off my actual sentence, and I was entitled to a year and a half based on the completion of the program. And I aced that, so it pushed me out a year early too.
So what was your first day like in prison?
Oh, shit. Keep in mind, bro, you know what I'm saying? Prison really like my second home. So that's just saying, hey, how you feel when you go out to eat? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's yeah. When you fucking out with the fuck off or whatever. When you know what come with this shit,
you accept it.
and you didn't experience it over and over. Nah, when it comes to where, yeah, I accept it, but now I'm older. Some of my conduct that I have had is unacceptable. I'm not going to continue to just tolerate it because I see things um, differently. I move accordingly now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't have friends. You know what I mean?
You was locked up?
No, I'm talking about just now, as me being out here. But incarcerated, like I say, on the fed time, you
Because
with your people,
most people want to know sometimes about like how people really actually what they experience in their life. What was one of the experiences you had in
well,
federal or county? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what was one of the experiences you'll never forget again?
yeah, bro. I had so many, but like, okay, let me say this on state time, bro. Like, you just free to do what you want to do. Say what you want to say out your mouth to whoever. Fed is a no hand policy, especially when you at the USP, the media. They real big on politics. which means they gonna come together, man. They gonna politic on you, man. They gonna figure out shit. Like it's a no hand policy too, which means you gonna have an issue with somebody, but y'all can't touch each other. You got to go to each car and address the issue. Gee, you got to put a date on that shit. You got to really get things situated on how y'all gonna handle it. And it's more like they try to, cease things before it erupts, man, because this shit happen. It can happen, just say at Beaumont. Whatever happened at Beaumont can affect Yazoo, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you want to, be mindful when you, like I say, it's very political, man, and it's no hand policy. You just can't go put your hands on nobody that's outside the car. But when you inside your car, it's not a no hand policy. So y'all can go catch a sale and go and get your squabble on. You know what I'm saying? Or shoot it out. However, y'all, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's in federal holder.
Yeah, that's federal. It's federal. The state, man, shit, bro, man, they ain't checking no paperwork. They ain't doing none of that, man. You can get off right there. Feel me? That's how you move.
So how did
But both of those are dangerous, though. You know
no?
what I'm
But
saying?
see the thing about it though, how did prison really actually change? Because you say we was off camera, we did a lot of talking.
Yeah, for sure. That.
You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of talking. You had to
Well,
how much time was involved in it? Like did it mold you into who you? Did it have
first of
effect
all,
what was the effect of all of this?
the
Of like
effect,
going to prison,
the effect, man,
going to prison, going to
it
prison.
gave me an opportunity to become more familiar with myself each and every time that I have went, to where it put a major impact on my life in a good way. The line of duty, the active that I was at which was at an all-time high at one point in time in my life, just being active in the streets, play a role, man, because some people, man, that have made bad decisions, bro, or got caught up in a situation, man, that dictated some things, whether if it was a death or life sentence. I always just been grateful to go do 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years and come on home. But while I'm in there, I'm gonna help the process, which means I'm gonna rehabilitate as well as what it's designed to do is really not to rehabilitate you. You have to take the initiative yourself to want to be a better you and meet the better version of yourself. And I spent a lot of time reading, you know what I mean? Because your brain is a muscle. The only way you can strengthen it, bro, and to improve otherwise is read. You gotta read. Yeah. And that's an actual condition that condition your mind, strengthen. Because when you have to read so much, you can communicate better. You can do a lot of things better. Like you can maneuver. You can you know what I'm saying. Have anything you desire if you allow your brain to function at its best. And reading will help you. It will give you what you need. And it's only one way you can understand this thing called knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom is on two different levels. You don't get knowledge by daily life experiences. That's wisdom. You get knowledge by sitting down, reading, doing your homework, research, studying. That's what knowledge come in at. But wisdom is just a daily life thing that what you done yesterday that you didn't like, whether it was a good experience or a bad experience, whether it was good or bad, you wise enough to know not to either do that again or you have enough sense to know, hey, I like I like the results of what have I done yesterday. That's what wisdom come in at. Knowledge, it comes in read. Violent concentrated, spend a lot of time read.
A whole lot of time incarcerated. You already know what it is. Break the Hood TV, man. Have you ever had one of them moments in your whole entire incarceration history? You feel like you wasn't gonna make it out.
Just gonna be honest, straightforward, bro. I ain't never had an issue like to the point where it was gonna determine if I was gonna live or die. You're gonna have verbal altercations, you know what I'm saying? But I never just had those issues because I'm me. I don't carry those traits. I don't have those type of character defects to where what I got going on or what you got going on, I'm gonna allow it to affect you, or you gonna allow it to affect me in a way that I gotta defend myself. So nah, I ain't never had a situation where like I had to just actually fight for my life.
So you never had no situation like that.
Like I said, I done had verbal altercations, but it never just became physical. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, uh, when you in the can, man, you really everybody an animal. Can't underestimate no one. And type of man that I am, I don't care where I'm at. Out here in there, I'm a king. So I'm gonna make the best move that I gotta make. And whoever I done had any type of issue with, we find a way. We sit down like men and we'll talk it out instead of shooting it out.
So is it any incidents in there that you saw that it could have been avoided if a person would have knew how to
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
with
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's every day. Yeah, 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 yeah. Things be just taken it been taken the wrong way from both parties, you know what I'm saying? And it got a lot to do with being uneducated. They make uh irrational decisions, man, in certain moments. But I want to tap into this and say this right here, right? When you incarcerated, man, as an individual, we still human, we still have feelings. And if our feelings is not aligned up correctly, it's gonna dictate a lot of things because first of all, you lost your freedom. Secondly, you might be having a situation going on with your significant other that's not sitting well with you while you are incarcerated. Third, you might not have the funds that you need. All those storms right there is combined into one, and you are only one person. And if you're not equipped for that and built for it, that pressure alone gonna bust. It's gonna explode. I done dealt with all those things across that board, and I found a way to deal with it without allowing it to affect the bro that's around me. And actually, this is what made me become a better man, better father. Because what happens is once you have all those things that's going on that you have control over, irregardless of the situation, it creates an animal, an untamed animal at that.
So what you saying?
Once you have those three things that I just stated,
Mhm.
you lost your freedom, your significant other may be having other things going on outside of your control.
So while you locked up, and
This
if that's going through a person's mind while they
mind,
locked up,
yeah, 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 yeah. Start with your mind first, then it goes to your heart, which both of those coincide with one another, to where it creates a feeling, to where your feelings start to affect your emotions. Once your emotions become uncontrollable within, it's gonna come out. And it creates an animal if you don't understand what the system is really designed to do. It's designed to not rehabilitate you. And I'm learning, and I know this from firsthand experience.
how many
But
years
I
you got
wasn't a
in?
statistic though.
How many years you got in this?
Almost 2 decades. Yeah, almost.
How do you add that up in months? Because I know y'all go by month.
Well, let's say roughly 200 a month.
Mm,
Yeah. Of course, 240.
yeah, 20 years.
Yeah. So I got roughly 200 setting up in the system.
So
But I'm thankful and grateful for that.
so do you feel like that?
This what allowed me to exercise the impurity and convert it into a pure form to meet the better version of myself. I'm grateful for the system. Every time I became incarcerated, I exercised mentally, somewhat physically, but
So
I
you saying
did.
that's a good thing
Yeah. Because
for you
for
or
me, for me. Now,
so
I
for the
don't
so for the viewers that's out there, give them something because like you said,
I
you
don't
had to
suggest
that.
no one to have a criminal mindset. I don't suggest nobody to have criminal conduct where it allows them to commit criminal acts. I don't suggest. I don't support that. I know it could be considered contradictory, but it's not. My life is my life. I chose the path that I once was on, and I dealt with it like a man, but I understood what come with it. And I done what I done, but everybody's not me. So what I'm saying is for those that is flirting with the game, get out of there if you're not full time, if you're not with that. Get out of there because you're gonna allow the system to expose you to where you assassinate your own character. To where others can hop on that and also contribute to assassinating your character as well because you allowed it to, because you weren't sincere with the game.
Right. So what death really affected while he was incarcerated?
Time away from family and friends, man. Just because you're incarcerated don't mean life is stuff. It's like still not life. Life continued to go on. But to answer your question, and I lost a great friend, a great brother, semi-father figure. Once again, man, my bro, that's DB. Derek Eugene Bates. He was a friend. He was a brother. He was a father figure. When my mom passed, man, that guy right there alone, him and Jane Green, was at the hospital. They took me to the hospital when I got the call that my mom was there. Then before the sun come up the next day, them guys right there, they had me in Miami. Man, they had me out there, man. Look, I didn't even want to go to my mom's funeral or nothing, bro. Like, I was done with like, I told them get me away from here. Them guys took me to Miami. DB furnished everything. I couldn't forget that. Me and him, bro, been like this since I was like 14. Like we rode to school together. We did all this together. That guy right there brought me through my darkest time, and I lost him. I lost him like a year after I got locked up, man, on this federal shit. Yeah, bro got murdered, man, and that done something to me. And experiencing that, knowing I can't go slide for him, figure out what happened with him, and still facing all these years and had to do all those years, like don't nobody even know that feeling. And once that took place, but bro, I had to go off of photographic memory. I had to go off of all the great times that me and this guy here had. And to let the world know that boy, that was a GOAT. Still a GOAT. That's what GOAT mean. Greatest of all time, home. Was past 10. Nah, let me straighten it up. He a GOAT. He's a legend, homie. And And to put this out here too, I followed up in his footsteps. I was under his wing. That was my dude. Oh, my dude. Like love, like literally, unconditional.
Right.
Coming from both parties. We had our disagreements, man, but we found a way to make that shit straight. You hear me? Like, period. But when he and Green, them guys took me to Miami at that time of my life, this how this shit all begun. But yeah, man, I lost a great one, man. Incarcerated, man. That lad bid, bro. And
What year was it? What
man,
year was it? Like in your incarceration years? What year was it? How like on that bid, that last bid? How long that last bid was?
7.5 years.
7.5 years. You did federal.
I did both. I did state and
You
federal.
did state and federal.
I was on state probation, and I had to straighten it up and not do my federal time. But I did all of it together.
DD, your homeboy, was murdered.
Yeah, for sure. That was the
Was
year of 2017.
so how long you had been in jail?
Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had to go through what 6 more years?
Yeah. Six
Six more
change.
years, 6 and some change.
Yeah. Dealing with that. Like when I first got out, it hurt my heart to even just see his brothers in him because they look just like him. I had to go all those years, bro, just off of photographic memory, like what I just knew of him and the time that we had. And when I came home, I bumped into his parents. I told them that how bad that had an impact on me, how that affected me. That I knew they son better than they knew him. And they understood because they knew I knew. And that's true. I knew who he really were. And that's all I can go off of when I was locked up is that, damn, what all we had going on, what we had in common, the great time, some of the maybe considered bad time. I enjoyed it all because it's two great men that's on the same path and on the same team. And we was co-workers. My bro, he knew that. Stood up when he couldn't even stand. Yeah, on a whole nother level.
Right, right,
For
right,
sure.
right. So when you got out to the streets, after all that happened, and you had to sit there at that time because like at that point of moments right there, it's
Yeah, like just personal experience, man. The death of bro, man, just being incarcerated, bro. It it also allowed me to look at things differently. Like, damn, this is what just happened. What makes me any different? What makes the next man any different? That's in that line of duty different. So what happened is it it allowed me to understand what's more important. It allowed me to define certain words like pointless. Some things we do is pointless. Some things, well, a lot of things we do is based on our decision making. And what happened to bro, it could have been avoided.
so like I'm hearing you speak right now. You said some could have been avoided. So what do you mean about that?
First of all, let's go and get this straight. Bro didn't even have to be active in the streets. Like I was active. Like a lot of us was active. Because if you live by it, you what? Show that. Let's go and get that out there. The devil come kill, steal, and he gonna destroy. And I've been a part of all that shit. Don't nothing good come out of the street. It's chaotic. Let's go and get that straight. But it's some things that do come out, not just good but great, and that's me. I'm a living witness. I'm at the purest form that I could probably be in through transitioning, transforming, all those type of prefix words. You know what I'm saying? Reshaping, remolding, rebuilding, done all that. And I add God some time, like I'm still here. That's a question, man, that's irrelevant that I shouldn't even have to ask no more. That's why we where we at right now. We doing what we do. You doing exactly what you are called to do. To speak to those who like me, who look like me, who acted like me, who may still act like I used to act. However that may be. But it's gonna come a time where indecent acts and indecent morals, it's gonna run its course. Cause you're gonna figure out it's something bigger and better for you.
Right.
And that's where I'm at. I love Big Bro. Hey man, he know what's up. And I love him.
You know, you ain't spoke on that, the DB and stuff, and him passing and things like that happen. And he was locked up and stuff. Like, and you feel like you would have did something if you was out. Would have you?
Oh yeah, most definitely, bro. I mean shit. I don't give a damn who it is. I let the truth be known. I would have acted on his behalf, bro. You know, it's what you consider. I owe you one. Oh man, you can't just go grab my people and delete them and think it is okay. But I'm glad I was locked up. Yeah, I'm glad. Because if his life gone and my freedom gone, or my life may have been gone, who knows? You don't know the outcome of stupidity. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You don't know the outcome of. But I'm more willing to sacrifice to get our lick back. So yeah, I'm more thankful and I'm grateful, bro, that like I was incarcerated.
So when you got out, what was all said to you? So like pretty sure a lot of stories came to you.
Yeah,
But I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of stories came to you, right?
most definitely.
A
Yeah.
lot of stories came to you, didn't
About that
they?
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, just weird shit, bro. Well, I can't say weird because it all depends on how people deliver their story or their statement as far
yeah,
as what was said to me. Some things that was said was just weird. I have a thing with people who play concern or play like they best in the interest. But the whole time they here to just be who they are, whether they are an informant or whether they are a gossiper or whatever the case may be.
right.
They are not best in my interest because they know the reason the stories or they side of the story was brought to me because they knew the relationship that me and him had.
Do you think somebody know about what the fuck happened?
Of- Well, I can't say, bro. Like, God know though. Um, it's still it's unsolved, bro. Bro, fam, kids, they ain't had no closure yet. I can't say justice. I mean, I don't, you know, if a homie, whoever may have done it, got time for it, that still don't justify. That's not a closure. That's not gonna bring peace. Because if I sit here and say, if someone I knew done it and they got time for it, that's not gonna make me happy, fam. Come on, man. Really? You still got your life. You can raise your people over the phone. You can raise your kids up, all that over the phone. While bro gotta go on and with this internal thing. Like, it's no more highs and goodbyes and how you doing and watching his kid graduate, watching them to develop, become young ladies, young men, becoming a grandfather. That part of the life is over with. So for me to say, okay, if someone done it and they got time for it, that gave me justice. No, it gave me a closure on what happened, how it occurred. I'm not gonna be at peace with that. That's a that was a loved one. So people, this coming from me because I'm like that out here. You have to be mindful, man, when you are a victim's family member, to say that the aggressor or the murderer being convicted gave you and the family justice. And that's deep. And I stand on it. If anybody want to challenge that, I'm willing to, not become a physical challenge, but we can exchange words and beliefs about why I'm saying what I'm saying. That don't give me justice. It gives me a closure that, hey, this is what took place and this is who actually done it. Because the scar or the wound is still may be open if you ain't took time to heal to let it even become a scar. That's another thing. People get scars and wounds misconstrued. It. Some people still walking around living with open wounds of what happened in their life, period. I'm walking around with scars. Because those wounds closed, homie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah, they ain't stitched up. They scarred, they closed. You know what I mean? And this is what allowed people to not elevate because they're allowing themselves to be a living wound instead of being a scar. But when you become a scar, don't let that make you become scarred to where you become intimidated, to where you become fear. Like, no, because that's going to hinder you and it's not going to let you maximize.
Right. So now that we got that on the table, man, like, let's do some reflecting, man.
Yeah, for sure that.
Because a lot of things got said today. And a lot of truth been told.
Yeah.
A lot of expressions that came out, you know what I'm saying? And the world we living in right now, we still have some reflection on things.
Yeah.
We do still shine light, regardless of how we sit and say that who we are, but we still shine light on the growth of new beginning.
Yeah, for sure that.
So reflecting, what could you tell your younger self at 16 years old? What could you tell your younger self at 16 years old?
To be patient. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you are young and you having difficulties going on in your life and things it just seem like it just becoming overwhelming, too much for you to bear, your thought process may not be where it need to be. And this is what allowed me to be physically everywhere in all type of unhealthy places and environments and people. And I use the word patience because when you utilize that word and apply it to your life, you become humble. But when you not impatient, I mean, if you impatient, it allows you, man, to find yourself in turmoil. Like just on a lower level, you gonna be in a hell hole.
So that what you telling your 16-year-old self, right?
Patience. I just went into the details of why to be patient.
At 42.
Now I'm 42. I
Yeah.
understand. This is how I'm able to tell myself at the age of 16, patient. Just chill, young nigga. Be patient. Allow yourself to recover from what you just experienced. Allow yourself to heal. Um, Things in that nature, man. Rehabilitate, exercise mentally. And I'm real big on the mentally exercising because your brain is the controlling system for your body. Your body cannot be nowhere unless your brain processes.
Yeah, don't put you there.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that your brain and your spine, now I'm off into human anatomy now. Your brain and your spine, man, is a real, it's it's a controlling system of your whole life. You can have your brain, but if your spine disconnects, you're paralyzed. You have people who have their brain and their spine, and they are mentally paralyzed. And I'm a witness. This is how I'm able to speak on all this. I ain't become who I am now just saying I woke up like this. Man, it's hard. Hey man, you got to put in work to be like this.
Right.
Yeah, you got to put in work, man. You're gonna have shortcomings, man. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, right? Looking back, everything been put on the table.
Let me cut you short. Looking back, I don't regret nothing.
There you go. I want to hear, do you regret it?
No,
Was it worth it?
most definitely.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, yeah, most
Was it
definitely.
really worth it?
Yeah, why not?
All the decades in prison, all the passing of people,
This
Pop
is how
Small, DB.
I couldn't prevent the deaths. I could have prevented being incarcerated.
Child
But
at sixth grade.
this what I chose. I didn't choose death though, like the loss of the loved one. No, that's what Allah. Yeah, that's with him. That's his calling. Also, his calling to allow me to go through what I've been through. That's why I'm sharing with you in the world my testimony. Because I've been tested. 3/4 of the Bibles are written from prisoners. It's impossible to have a testimony, man, if you ain't had this trials and tribulations. We call them hurdles and obstacles, roadblocks. You know what I'm saying? So you can't bear witness. You can't give your testimony if you don't have one. We all have them, but I'm not concerned about others right now. I'm giving mine. I'm sharing mine. Breaking news. But I'm a goat. I ain't cocky. I ain't conceited. Very confident though.
Do you think that confidence comes from over time, like lessons?
Of course, life itself is a lesson.
Right. So do you think everybody need to go through a whole lot a whole lot of hard lessons to be able to see what's real if it's right?
If you leave it up to me to honestly answer that, I say yes, but I'm gonna say no. So I'm not gonna stick on yes. I'm just gonna say no. And the reason I'm saying no is because everybody ain't built like me.
So what do you feel like you that come from like blood?
That too, genetically,
Yeah.
um, principles, the morals, uh, my belief system. Like it was destined for me to be who I am. It was already written for me to go through everything that I went through. There wasn't no duck and no wreck right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm here to like literally say like I don't regret nothing. This is why I'm at peace. After like say for instance, you in the kitchen while your mom cooking young, she cut the eye off, right? you can't see the eye that is still hot. We only thought that we knew the eye was hot because we see it red. When she cut it off, the eye didn't. It wasn't connected where it still be ignited to where it's red.
Mm-hmm. It's still
But
hot.
the heat still there. But now when you go touch it, damn, like you stirring, you puzzle, right? Now that's the consequence. That's not knowledge what you just had. That's wisdom. Your the looks can be deceived. But after the example I'm giving, after you continue to make the same mistake, but in different perspectives, you will learn.
Right.
You will learn. Just because you don't see that eye red hot don't mean that it's not heated. You will learn. You be like, nah. Now you might try it differently. You might say, well, I ain't gonna put my hand like the bottom of my hand on it. I'm gonna try top of my hand. Maybe it's a little set. I'm gonna see, is it hot now?
So you won't go in there yet.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do
Yeah,
that no more. You gonna turn that boy over and be like, because you might feel the heat from it now. So I didn't try I didn't try to do maybe one or two particular things different ways and keep getting the same results, right? And you can't never take a wrong. I don't give a fuck how you look at it. Excuse my language. You can't take a wrong and make it a right. But you can right your wrongs.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm
That's
asking you a
top
question.
stuff.
So when it come down to it, big dog, for this next generation, what is a life lesson you give to them
Man,
that you learned that really can
first of all, I
impact them
want to say
right
this.
now?
First of all, I want to say this. If you knew you came up with your parent and never understood that a disobedient child will never live all his days, it's true. That's very so. You need to understand that. But what I want to share and what what I want to say and what I'm going to say is that um being in these streets, bro, however you may be, whatever your occupation may be in these streets, I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but I suggest you not to because you have your own mindset. If you didn't listen to your parents, chances are you might not listen to me. But you might because if you took time to understand that who I am and the life you trying to live or fixing to try to live, I already done that. And I'm gonna let you know out the gate the outcome ain't gonna be good. And if you ain't cut out for that, because every call has an effect. You ain't cut out for the effect. Get out of there because it comes with side effects. Get out of there. So I'm not gonna say I support wrongdoings. I don't. I'm not gonna say that. Once again, it could be viewed as being contradicted. But if you leave it up to me, I'd do it all over again. If you left it up to me, if I was still active like that. But as I sit right here, I'm cool on that. I don't support ignorance, man. My first of all, my freedom is more important because I can't love my family if I'm not gonna make sacrifices to do what I have to do.
So how far those sacrifices go with you? Because them YNs don't understand. Because you going in there like, I had to cut you off the first time I cut you off tonight because you were going like, I want to do what I gotta do for my family. See, people get that misconstrued, like the YNs get misconstrued, like, oh,
see, first of
I'm
all,
gonna do whatever that means, kill, steal, and all the extra shit.
First of all, EYN, right? They got the game all misconstrued. They got the wrong concept. It's no more getting it out of the mud. It's no more of the youngers of my era where you want to sit 4 deep in the car, smoke weed, might snort a little bit, say a few dimes of the wood or whatever, him or her, whatever you may be distributing. It's no more that like listen to the music. It's Friday night. You can't go out because your trap bunk. It ain't no more of that.
Ain't no more of that.
No, the YNs ain't even on that. But they want to portray and hold this image of the OGs who actually experienced it. But see, who they following is the rappers. And what the rappers at, these little young niggas getting the game from the old head. But the rappers getting real money. But they got they mojo from the OG. But the young, like, they don't understand that they're trying to uphold an image that they can't even purchase. They can't even afford it. So this is what making them go rob and kill motherfucker over $1,100, $1,200. Or this is what making them become bisexual because they getting paid for it. It's no more really getting it out the mud. And people say, well, I blame the OG. No, OG got enough sense to know these little youngins ain't even listening. Because they'll try to, like I say, it's Friday night. Instead of you want to put on these tight ass pants on me, man, get this half a motherfucking pound, nigga, and sit under this motherfucking tree with the mosquito and get off this shit. You at work right here. Now you want to take your little 400 and then your $700 fit and go flex in the club and get a little tipsy and knock a nigga off and be in jail with a corner point lawyer. And you talking about this your girl, and now you tripping in jail because she went and cheated. You ain't take time to even know her, bro. So these like YN, they not listening. They got the game misconstrued. But I remember time coming up, yeah, man. I wanted to go out so bad I couldn't. How? Because the people who's trying to go out, trying to get straight, they trying to get they fix. I'm like, damn, where y'all going tonight? I'm going outside. And then you know, when they leave, somebody else pulling up. So I couldn't go out. When I got that time to go out though, oh man, you know, they felt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the loop tonight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah.
back to the YN though. They got the game all misconstrued. They trying to uphold an image that's not them. Plus, they grandmamas is hanging out with they mamas. The YN grandmamas, which is they mama, hanging out with they mama with BBL, you know what I'm saying?
And daughters.
These long ass eyelashes and shit. They fine in the motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? But they grandmamas ain't real grandmama. Well, they dip and snub. Got gardens. You know, ain't no more like you going to church, you act up, you getting pinched. You know, it's no more of that. So shit, good luck, YN. I ain't got no talk for them for real. But get out of there.
You say get out of there.
Get out of there.
Get out of there,
You know what
man.
I'm saying?
Y'all already know what it is, man.
Yeah, for sure that. For sure.
Hey, Break the Hood TV, man. We had Venus Oates,
Yeah, ain't no
Oates boy, El Chapo, man, live right here, sitting down,
I'm
hustling
direct.
involved.
I'm direct.
Cold, prison life, death, losing friend, reflection, childhood, early losses. Man, it got kind of up there. And